Hey, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why you need to stop posting Instagram Reels to get clients. Because today I'm going to be breaking down the entire content strategy that allowed my clients to generate more than $200,000 in the month of October alone. So if you are selling info products such as coaching, courses, and communities, then this video is definitely for you because I'm going to be breaking down exactly what to do to consistently book qualified calls on your calendar. And most likely, if you are struggling to book calls currently, this is what you are doing. You are posting Instagram Reels with a call to action that leads them to DM you a specific keyword. You are using ManyChat to automate that. And then either you are directing this traffic to your landing page or you are trying to set them in the DMs. And the reason why it is not working is because the amount of time that the prospect spends with you is just not sufficient. Because if you count the actual time that the prospect spends with you during this process, it's only about 6 minutes. And the reason why it is not working is because of the Google 7-11-4 rule that basically says that a prospect needs to consume at least 7 hours of content throughout 11 separate touchpoints across 4 different platforms before they actually make a purchase. And if you actually take a look at the biggest creators in the space, right? Bress, Iman, or Marshall, what you will actually see is that yes, they have all of those profiles right here that are doing the clips for them, for getting the attention, right? Iman does the same thing. Marshall is just popping crazy numbers on his own Instagram. But then they don't stop there and they are not trying to sell you in those videos because they understand that a prospect needs much more time. And instead of using 6 minutes to try to close someone, they know that the prospect needs to spend roughly 420 minutes with them to actually trust them so they can take the next step. And that means that they take all of this attention and they channel it to their YouTube so people can get nurtured right here. So if you've been doing this so far, that means that you lack about 70x more content for people to actually buy. And we very often run those tests with our clients where we send a Google survey to all of their clients and we ask a lot of questions, right? We ask what was the first touch point, how many days it took you to actually decide to hop on a call, what we can improve, what was the best piece of content that you consume, and all of those things. So then we can determine, right, looking at all of this data, that for example, with this B2C client right here, right, on average, people consume 3 YouTube videos before they buy. And for example, with me, I know this data, with me, people on average consume 5 YouTube videos before they buy. So that means once again that instead of doing this right here, you should be doing something like this. And let me break this down for you right now. So first of all, top of the funnel, so how we actually get the attention that we need. And there is 2 ways to do that. The first one is creating top of the funnel Instagram Reels. So those are the videos that the whole purpose of them is to get the most traffic, the most leads in. And the problem that you're going to run pretty soon, just relying on those, is that it definitely makes sense to have a strong organic foundation. But organic content by its nature is unstable, meaning some weeks you will have a lot of leads, fully booked calendar, and some weeks you will be struggling to book any calls. And I kind of have 2 stories to illustrate that. The first one is, let's imagine that you have this Lambo, right? You have this amazing car, but you don't have any fuel to actually drive this. Then this car at this point is basically useless. And it's the same with your funnel and your product. You can have amazing offer, amazing product, amazing fulfillment, amazing funnel, but as long as you don't get enough attention on top, it doesn't matter at all because you will just not have enough water to actually go through that wheel. And the second is you may actually hear Hormozi say that volatility is a symptom of inefficient volume. And this is 100% true. But the downside of it, to actually pull this off, you need an army of clippers and editors producing content on your behalf and posting it. And as long as your brand is not the size of Hormozi, Iman, or Bress, you will have trouble doing that because the amount of resources and headache it actually takes to create all of those accounts that then can actually deliver the traffic that you need is pretty damn hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, but your better bet is actually running profile visit ads. And now what I hear a lot nowadays is that a lot of people have this weird stigma about ads, right? But what running ads actually means is literally just putting money before a reel to tell Meta, show this to the right people. And because Meta wants you to keep spending money on those ads, it will do the heavy lifting for you on making sure that the ads are shown to your ICP. And it's another added bonus, right? That instead of trying to nail the hook, to trying to go viral, to trying to get as much reach as possible, you can create something very valuable where you just call out your ICP at the beginning and then you break down something that they specifically and no one else will find very, very beneficial. And because of that, they will watch the entire ad and potentially take the next step. And this is exactly why you need to start running ads, right? Because organic content will sometimes be here, sometimes here. And you will have constant volatility in your business month to month if you just rely on that. But when you start to introducing ads slowly, you will slowly see that the revenue is starting to be steady instead of super volatile. And now you take all of this attention from here and everything is getting directed to your Instagram profile. And now one of 4 things will happen after that. 5% of people will probably click the link in your bio. And the link in your bio, for example, as Marshall does, will be a link to your YouTube VSL or your YouTube channel in general. So they will consume your YouTube or the lead magnet that you have for them. And if it's good enough, they will book a call. But that's only 5% of people. Hey, quickly, if you are enjoying this video right now and you would like me to personally review your entire content funnel, tell you where are your bottlenecks and actually how to fix them, then just click the first link in the description, fill out your info, and I will do that for absolutely free. Okay, back to the video. The other 5% of people will check your pin posts and your highlights, and assuming you did them correctly, you will also direct all of this traffic to your YouTube or your lead magnet, where people will book a call. Then maybe 1% of people will be an inbound DM that you can easily book for a call. But the whole 90% will probably click off, but it's still good. And the reason why it is good is because they already showed interest in your profile and Meta will know that. And two things will start happening. The first one is you can create more middle of the funnel and bottom of the funnel Instagram content. And that means clips from your client interviews, more value-based content, videos where you showcase your knowledge and expertise, and all of this content will be shown to those people because they already showed interest. So Meta knows that there was something in you that they liked and will try to show your content few more times to those people. And assuming that your content is good enough, they will actually go right back into your IG profile and take one of those free steps. The second scenario is that you can create a lookalike audience in the Meta Ad Manager and then run retargeting ads to target those specific people that already showed interest and are your current ICP. And again, the same way as right here, we are just putting money behind an organic piece of content. You can do the same thing with your middle and bottom of the funnel. Because most of the time, those videos will have some type of call to action. And that means that you can run them either as profile visit ads, and that means that you will take all of this attention right back into your IG profile, or you can actually run them as direct DM ads, meaning that there will be a button for people to actually click and DM you a specific word. And you can have a ManyChat sequence where you send them the YouTube or the lead magnet, and basically the same process happens right here as it happened right here, so you will have easier time booking them in. And again, going back to the story with this Lambo, right? If your organic content sucks, you will have much more trouble with making ads work, because what will happen after someone sees your ad? They go to your profile, right? And if organic content sucks, if your profile is not optimized, you will have a lot of trouble of actually making them trust you or at least take any step on your profile. So it definitely doesn't mean that if you just throw money at ads, you will make it work, because you need every single step optimized, right? You need to have strong organic, you need to have great ads, and then you need to have the YouTube or the long form content that will allow you to turn those prospects into trusting and ready to buy leads. And if you do all of this right here correctly, this is what will start happening, right? So again, we run those surveys quite often, right? And one of the questions that we ask those people is how much time it roughly took you from the first touch point to actually hopping on a call and buying the product. And again, with the B2C client I showed you before, those were the responses. And by the way, the sample size on this was about 60 people. So less than 48 hours, just several responses, few days to a week, quite a few, and now 2 to 3 weeks was the most common one, and then more was pretty rare. And when we took average from all the responses, it comes down to about 10 to 14 days from the first contact to the payment. And again, with me, I know this data, it usually takes people about a month to convert, okay? And I sell to a little more sophisticated buyers than the client. It will even take more trust for people to actually trust me that I know what I'm talking about and to at least hop on a call to see if they are a good fit. And again, all of this right here, if you do it correctly, it will mean that before the prospect even thinks about scheduling a call with you, they already consumed few hours of your content. Okay, but we said that we need at least 7 hours across 11 separate touch points with 4 different platforms. So how we make sure every single time that we actually check those 3 boxes? And this is how we do it. So when people finally decide that they would like to see if you can help them, then they will book a call. And 2 things. The first is that there is still a good chance that they are not nurtured enough. Meaning that, yes, they maybe spent a lot of hours with you, but it wasn't 7, 10, 20 hours that you would like them to spend with you. Because think about it, the more content that they consume before hopping on a call, they like you, they trust you more, and even more importantly, they already know all of your case studies, they already know your process, your thinking, and closing those leads will just be 5 times easier and will take you 2 times less time to actually manage to do. And the second thing is that there is still a good chance that they did not watch the most important marketing materials. That means your VSL and maybe your biggest case study. And you need to make this rule with yourself that before you actually hop on a call with someone, people need to consume all of this. And the fix to this problem is that you need to feed them this type of content before they hop on a call. And you can think about it as creating a runway for a plane, right? So this is my, amazing drawing of a plane basically taking off, right? And right here, as you can see, is cache. And I like this image because it basically means is you have this short time frame, usually 24 to 48 hours after someone schedules a call, but before they hop on a call with you. And you need to maximize the amount of right information that they will consume before hopping on this call. And this is exactly how you do it. So the call is booked. The second it happens, people need to be redirected either to the landing page with a confirmation video, so basically a 1-minute video where you make sure that they show up to a call, and also a training-based VSL, meaning a longer 20 to even an hour-long video. And even though usually they will not consume the whole thing, the first 10 minutes is definitely enough for them to be nurtured. And the added bonus is that some people will actually spend an hour watching this video, and when they do, it's 9 out of 10 times a closed call. Or you can simply just have a short VSL where firstly you say the same things as right here. So make sure that you actually accept the invitation in your email, and then you can walk them maybe a little bit through your process and also showcase all of their proof, case studies, client interviews, all the good stuff. After that, a pre-call email sequences will happen. And those are all of those emails where you either send them some case studies, maybe make sure that they actually watch the VSL, maybe some trainings, some of your reviews and stuff like that. And again, the whole purpose of it is to make sure that people consume the right information before they hop on a call. And the lovely thing about this is that those videos will be watched literally hours before they hop on a call. So you can imagine that if someone is taking 1 month to actually convert and hop on a call with you, what they will remember more, a decent top of the funnel video that they watched a month ago, or all of those lovely case studies that you have literally hours before they decide to work with you. Of course, the second, and that's why it is so powerful. And the last step is to do manual confirmations plus call to action. So usually after someone books a call, you will either have their number, their WhatsApp, or their Instagram, and this is where you do it. And again, the whole purpose is to make sure that they watch all of the stuff that you send them and that they actually showed up to the call. And the call happens, and the lovely thing is that they already watched 7, 10, 20, 50 hours of content over multiple touch points and platforms. And that means that you will be looking exactly like this guy from Breaking Bad. So this is everything that I had for you today. Hope it was super valuable for you. And if you enjoyed this video, you will definitely enjoy this one. This is a full case study of my client Dylan, where we made more than 200K in just 90 days using literally the same exact information I showed you right here. So make sure to check it out. Okay, see you in the next one.